driven 984 kilometers to get here. Yeah, so I think the plan is get a couple of shots in during the daytime. Looks like an abandoned car there, because the weather here is very changeable, and well, I'm going to get caught out in the rain. And was the reason I drive nearly 1,000 kilometers? Well, about to show you now. So here we have the Devil's Bridge near the village of Foix in the French Pyrenees, and we have a whole history of how the bridge was built. And there's a nice old photo of it. From what angle I can't tell, but we'll go have a look. So I just had a quick read there. The legend says that the Count of Foix in the 13th century asked the local Baron, Baron St. Paul, to build him a bridge across the river. And the Baron had neither money or the men to build the bridge. He was a bit of a lazy sod. So he decided to make a deal with the devil. And the devil told the Baron he would finish the bridge in one night on the proviso that the Baron surrendered the first soul who crossed it. So it looks well used, so thankfully I'm not the first one across it. But the next day the Baron showed up and the devil had built the bridge, and the Baron tied a kettle to the tail of a cat, and the kettle startled the cat, and the cat ran across the bridge, cheating the devil out of his soul. So yeah, there you have the tale of the Devil's Bridge at Foix. How am I going to photograph this thing? It's almost like a bit of a castle, really. Rooms down below, bit of a path over there. You can try and get down that. It's bloody treacherous either side, so trying to get down, maybe down to one of those rocks to try and get a good vantage point. On this side, yeah, not getting down there. If I could get down to those rocks, but it's a fairly steep cliff. You're not getting down that. What about down there where that old picture was taken from? Let's go do a recce over there. Yeah, so this path leads up to the north bank of the river, and I think there's another car park at the top of this one. But I'm going to try and look for a way in. It's the same information board as on the far side. Look for a way in to see where they took that old picture from. Well, there's a bit of a path here, and warning signs. Yeah, there can be flash flooding in that river. It can rise several meters in just a couple of minutes, so going down to those rocks is not a very appealing option. Nor is either coming in here. Is that a path? No. Fallen tree. Go through here. Yeah, it looks like people have been here before. Yeah, it's worn. Some broken twigs, so yeah, somebody's been in here. Somebody might still be in here. It looks like... Is there two paths? Is that a path? No, stay this way. Yeah, first day. Back at it right here there definitely is two paths. One going away from the river, and this one doesn't look well used at all. Let's go have a look. Yeah, I don't think anybody's been down this way in a while. And no, not that way. Down this slippery slope. A few branches to grab onto. Thankfully, because there's the edge right there. Yeah, there's no way to get any further down, and there's no view at all of the bridge. So I don't know why anyone would come down here. Oh yeah, it's probably why. Drinking session, huh? Red Bulls. Nice. Right. Can't even put the drone up because it'll just crack into those trees. I mean, I could launch it here and fly it out. Yeah, might give that a go. And there it goes. Head back up to the bridge and see if we can get down the far side, as long as I don't slip down here first. Yeah, so let's see if we can get down below the bridge on this mucky path. My original intentions were to shoot it at night, and there will be a full moon, so that's one possibility. Except that way is the west, so the moon will rise that way, illuminating the far side in the evening, but this side in the early morning. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is I just shoot it now, providing I can find a good spot down here. Or we can go have a look inside these rooms. Yeah, why not? Maybe it was some sort of barracks, housing or something. That is impressive. Maybe this was the basement, this level, because that looks like a floor window. Pop underneath. Another window up there. And down there is where we flew the drone in from. Oh, looks like a chimney there, so there must have been a fireplace at one stage. So I need to try and get over there somewhere and have a look back. Let's go. I think that other side path up there is probably the best option, but we'll go take a look from close up. Maybe I could shoot it on a wide angle lens. Oh, this could be the spot. Yeah, that could be it, alright. let's just get down here. Set the tripod up there. Yeah, possibilities. I don't think we're getting down there. Wouldn't risk it going onto those rocks. Yeah, this other path up around the top seems a bit better. Very slippery though. Yeah, it's not too cold for the 5th of December. Little beach that way, slippy rocks this way. Yeah, there's possibilities. I mean, this is not too bad. A little bit slippery. Down there, too many bushes in the way, and don't want to go out further onto the rocks, but I think it's framed beautifully there by this tree. Let's just take a quick look down here. Yep. Yeah, if that river rises fast, which they say it does, it'd be a quick scramble up that way. But yeah, I don't fancy coming down here in the pitch black. I don't know. You can see just how slippery these are. Yeah, this one's like wet glass. Wow, it was worth it. Yeah, I was just standing here taking a couple of pictures with my phone, getting a light reading from it, and it occurred to me that this bridge is built on a much older bridge, because you can see the right pylon, there's an arch starting to vault about 5 meters below the top arch, so there must have been a previous bridge across there. You can see the way it's starting to vault out, and there would have been possibly a similar one. Yeah, you can kind of see the cornerstones there. So this 13th century bridge is a newer one than however old that bridge is. Nice. Bronica put away just as the blooming sun's coming out. So what I'm gonna do then, I'll take a few backup pictures with the digital camera as a record. But that's Devil Bridge number 1 in Foix in the French Pyrenees. Let's scramble our way back up somehow. Take it easy. These are as slippery as I don't know what, and I'm carrying all my gear. Well, I got the Bronica there, so that's safely up, and so am I. Yeah. Just love these bridges. Like, I first heard about Devil's Bridges, I think it was 2016 or 17, and 2019 I drove across northern Italy, Switzerland, Slovenia, and I photographed 7 bridges. But yeah, just once you dig into the background of them, like the legends, everywhere from like Western Europe all the way across to Romania, Bulgaria, the legends are always the same. Somebody tricks the devil into building them a bridge, and I just love that story. The other thing is, the times these bridges were built, medieval times, like this one, is 13th century, so 700-800 years old. And the idea of bridges as a form of communication between communities, how ideas travel as well as goods, languages, knowledge, all across Europe on those bridges. That's what fascinates me, is the cultural significance of them, and how they're guarded. Obviously, like that one had some form of building attached to it. Now that I think about it, it could have been a church. There are several bridges with medieval bridges with churches built on them. Possibly that was like a taxation station, place to stop, have your goods checked out and taxed appropriately. Spain is just over that way, Andorra is up there. Yeah, so the plan is, in the next 5 weeks, try and hit as many of these Devil's Bridges that I can find, starting with this one. So the plan is, have a quick cup of tea, pop into town, pick up some supplies, and come back up and spend the night at the Devil's Bridge. So, back in the van, quick cup of peppermint tea, and reviewing some of the drone footage, and it's looking okay. Camera can't focus so much, but you get the idea. So yeah, I got the backpack on with the tripod and both cameras. It is 7 in the evening. Yeah, gonna go and get some night shots of the Devil's Bridge if it's possible, if I can even get down there. The van locked up, so let's head back down to the Devil's Bridge. Yeah, so I'm actually on the bridge, but you can hardly see it, just the wall. And I think what gave me the idea of shooting at night time was one of the bridges in Italy. I spent the day driving from Nîmes in the south of France, and when I got there it was raining all day, and I just stayed up all night, and eventually at about 5 a.m. I was able to actually take some decent photos of it. I don't know if this is going to work. So I have maxed out the ISO and shutter speed of the little Action Go whatever camera, and it is not picking up anything. So I think from down there, I'm dreaming. So I need to rethink about this, because walking down that trail in this dark, I don't know what's going to happen. The bridge is just not illuminated at all. And I got lucky in some other places where there was ambient lighting, but you know, I'm just using a handheld light and it's not going to illuminate the bridge, and it doesn't matter how I set the camera up, I don't think I'm going to get well, the picture I want. There's no light. Some light is something. So I might come back down in the morning, in the early hours, and try and get the image I want, because no light means no picture. Yeah, I really thought this little handheld light was strong enough to give me some, even a shadow, but it's not doing anything. Like, I can see grand, but the camera is just not picking it up. Yeah. I can see the water in the river, but the camera doesn't pick it up. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can do a bulb setting exposure on the Bronica, but at the end of the day, if it's getting zero light, nothing hits the film, the pellicule. And likewise with the digital, it doesn't matter how long I leave the shutter open for, I'll just get a hazy, feedbacky, static picture, which might be interesting in itself, but it won't be the picture that I want. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Yeah, so completely bummed out. I'm not getting any decent images of the bridge. And then I remember the technique that someone showed me a long time ago. Using the hand light, I'm setting it for a 30-second exposure. That's just previous kind of experiments. So what we're going to try and do is paint the bridge with light. This is going to look bizarre. So what I'm going to do is set it for a 30-second exposure and then go for a walk. So 30 seconds. Basically using the flashlight to illuminate the bridge. How many seconds is that? That's about 11, 12. Paint the bridge up and down, over the arch. Paint it this way, paint it this way. Give the camera something to pick up. I'm in the dark, so I won't be picked up, but hopefully the camera will see something. That's one way of doing things. Right, the moment of truth. Did it work? Oh wow. I think that streaky light is the backlight on the 360 Ace Pro. Cause if I look at the previous image, okay, it's blurry here. Cause look, we're doing camera to camera. So obviously it's picking up the glow of the little camera. But that's one way of shooting the Devil's Bridge. If I can figure out how to do a longer exposure, that's a plan. As best I can from this little action cam. Let's review the results. Terrible. Better. Yeah. There I am with the action cam reflecting. Yeah, not bad. Oh, just disastrous. But that one, now, this camera can't focus, but I've hand painted all that myself with the light in hand. I think I might actually try with the Bronica with film with a long bulb exposure. We could get something, but we'll never know till we develop the film. But that's the only way. It's like taking the bulb and literally painting the subject with it, because when the light's not there, there's nothing there, but with the light there, you've got something to look at. So I mean, the cobbles are lovely, but they're most likely a modern feature. But even like, I'm shining the light right at the bridge and I can't see it. It's not until I kind of run along and paint the wall with light, and that's how the camera was able to pick it up. Because without the light, nothing. But I just kind of held the light. I ran for 30 seconds down along the bridge just like this, and then when I got to the arch, I lit up the arch a couple of times and then dropped it down to this wall and kind of backtracked, trying to make it back to the camera. I mean, the camera doesn't even pick me up, but I'm there, just I'm not illuminated. But I've just had a lot of fun in the last 10 minutes painting the bridge with light so I could get some sort of image. But yeah, I might set up the Bronica. The Bronica is in there, and unfortunately, or fortunately, that's my 50mm lens, and I put a 80mm on today, and it didn't capture the whole bridge, so I took it off and just put on the 50. And then when I wanted to put the 50 onto the Sony A3, it wouldn't come off. For some reason, that little locking nut, it's had it. I mean, the camera is 46 years old, but this, the Sony A3, I ordered it just as a backup in case the Bronica let me down, because this is nearly a 50-year-old camera, just to have digital backups. And yeah, this is my first time using it, and I didn't want to go and spend a fortune on new lenses, so I got an adapter. This guy in Arizona makes these adapters, and you can put old 1970s lenses, so like that Bronica 50mm, onto a 2020 camera. Like, so I mean, it looks wicked. Hopefully the shots are in focus. It's hard to tell from a little kind of view screen on the back, and even through the viewfinder, because I'm blind as a bat anyway. I need these cheap glasses to see. So hopefully this setup yields some results. I mean, it's a very weird looking setup, but basically that little piece in the middle allows 50-year-old technology join 21st century technology. So let's see, we're going to try and set up the Bronica and do some long exposures. Yeah, so there's the Bronica set up with the locked in 50mm lens. Yeah, sorry, it was the 40mm wide angle that's on the Sony. The only thing is, I have no visual references to line this thing up. I don't know, because I can see nothing through the viewfinder, like nothing. So the best thing is, I'm going to set it to bulb, which is actually T. So I'm going to release the shutter, paint the bridge by hand, come back, and then I've got to move this little doohickey to basically close the shutter. Now the lens is not clean in the slice, but in these conditions I don't think it really matters. Hopefully we get something, but we're not going to find out for at least 2 months. That's when I'm gonna be home. So yeah, what can we set the speed up as 250? Okay, let's do that. Oh, good God. I hate firing this thing. You never know what's going to happen. Nothing. So, let's see. Every fucking time. Dark slide. Oh. Why is it fucking... Oh, there. The amount of times I forget to pull this fucking thing out. Right, in the pocket. Right. Oh, we don't fuck this shit up. Right, I'm hoping that the shutter's open. Painting the bridge. Painting the bridge. Good God, this is going disastrously. I'm trying to outside the wall. Hey, look, even if it doesn't work, it's been worthwhile. Oh, paint down there. Paint line on the archway. And give it a little bit of this. See, I'm not kind of limited to the 30 seconds that the Sony was giving me. The shutter won't close until I actually manually close it, so which could be a good thing or a bad thing. There could be a little bit of overexposure, let's see. And where is that fucking thing? Did it close? Was it ever even open? Right. I'm shining the light through the lens. I can't see nothing, so stressful. I'm going to take it that worked. I might try another 1 or 2 times without actually trying to film it with the Ace Pro, just so I can focus on that. We haven't got much battery left on the Ace Pro anyway, so we'll pick it up when I'm done. Yeah, so let me give you some light. Not a good look. I don't know how successful those last few shots were. The bulb function on the old Bronica didn't seem to work, so it was given 1/250th of a second, and I was looking for bulb unlimited, so that didn't happen. So I think, wow, let's see if there's like an illuminated tower up there. Yeah, so I think it's time to go back to the van and have a glass of wine and a rethink tomorrow. I'm doing non-Devil's Bridge related activities, probably for 2 days. So we will catch up on that. So that's it for today. Back in the cozy van. So here we are, back at the cozy van. The demonic Blaupunkt heater. What the fuck is up with that? Anyway, I don't know. I am going to have a well-earned drop of rosé for my troubles. I have no clue why. Fuck me. Calm down. Look, it's a great little heater. 18 euros. And it's kept me warm these last good few nights. It seems to be a bit temperamental. Yeah. Santé. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really seem to know what the issue is with the old Bronica. That switch there should release the lens, and it stopped today at the second attempt. And also it's not doing long exposures like bulb settings, which granted is normally set in the lens and the camera just reacts appropriately, but it didn't do it this evening. And look, it's pitch black out and you're trying to set it up, and yeah, so hopefully, I mean, I'm hoping to shoot another half a dozen bridges on this trip, so we'll see if I can get that little button fixed so I can use different lenses. If not, look, it doesn't matter. The 50 was perfect for today. It's just all your zoom is with your feet, so if unfortunately you're out in a river somewhere and you cannot get the bridge in focus, and you've got to walk away or walk closer, I mean, I suppose you can always crop the image, but I haven't done that yet with any of these. Like, you can kind of see, let me move this and these. These are test shots I did of the Arthur Griffith Bridge in Dublin. Same one, and then this is Teufelsbrücke in Switzerland. Obviously that's an exposure test. There's the Devil's Bridge in Slovenia, same bridge, Teufelsbrücke. So I have never cropped any of these images. Actually, that's the same image in reverse, because I put the film into the film loader backwards by accident one time, and so that's the way it looks in reality, and that's the way it looks when you put the film back in reverse. And that opened up another kind of can of worms down the rabbit hole of exploring perspective in the way that we view things changes our thoughts and our opinions and ideas. And then that led me into different forms of writing. So obviously in Latin we write left to right, top to bottom. Kanji, like Japanese kanji, is vertical. Arabic is right to left, and how that forms our opinions, and that really blew my mind. So just getting that print wrong opened up a can of worms for me as well. It's like I said, it's all about how we communicate. And okay, Devil's Bridges might have this kind of demonic connotation, or people might hold a fascination to it because of what it's called, but that's just part of the mythology. What I'm really interested in is who used those bridges for the last 1300 years. Is it 1300 years? No, since the 1300s. So 700-800 years, 1,000 years. I've been on bridges that were 2,000 years old. We might go to one of them on this trip. But yeah, time to sit down, relax, have a glass of wine, and on to tomorrow's adventure.